Hi everyone, thanks for joining us to learn about MSET, a back-end Mod 3 group project built by myself, Ruthie Rabinovich.
I'm Jesse Edelman.
I'm Michael Evans.
My name is Gabby Mendez, and welcome to MSET.
If you've ever taken medication to treat a condition, whether temporary or chronic, you know that virtually all medications come with the risk of adverse side effects. So regardless of the purpose of your medication, it's important to be mindful of how your treatment is actually impacting you so that you may be better in tune with your treatment progress and any associated adverse reactions. However, with so many other day-to-day matters on our minds, keeping track of these details often becomes an easily forgotten and deprioritized chore. Enter MSET, the medication side effects tracker that empowers medication users to take control of their treatment. By tracking which side effects you're experiencing and when, as a user, you can better monitor the impacts of your medical treatment, be more attuned to any patterns that may be occurring, and use these records to provide your doctor with holistic feedback and better guide your treatment.
After registering via Google OAuth, we land on the dashboard where we'll see the default interface without any medications or symptoms having been logged yet. We can add a new medication to our list by selecting Add New Medication, and then we can search for brand name Xanax. The results from this search are populated by an external API call to the OpenFDA API. We select the correct medication name, and we are redirected back to the dashboard, where we can see that Xanax has been added to our medication list. On the back end, as you add a new medication, another GET request is made to access a list of adverse reactions and side effects associated with the medication. Here on the medication show page, you can see the medication's name, product NDC code, and all side effects that we received from the API call. When a medication is added to a user's list, all potential side effects associated with the medication are added to the database and are accessed when we log a symptom. To log a symptom, we search for a keyword. The Jarrow-Winkler distance is used to measure the edit distance between the search keyword and every symptom in the database, and any symptom that has a distance of 0.7 or above, meaning that the strings are quite similar, is returned. We can select the date, add any additional notes, and when we hit save, we are redirected back to our dashboard where our symptom log has been saved and added to our recent logs. Over time, as the user continues logging and tracking symptoms, we'll see their 10 most recent logs displayed on the dashboard. If we'd like to see our full symptom log history, we can navigate to the symptom logs index page. In a future iteration of this app, we'd like to allow a user to filter logs on the index page by date and symptom in order to more intuitively identify patterns over time.
Built with a service-oriented architecture, MSET is comprised of two applications, an API microservice in Sinatra and a user-facing Rails app. The Sinatra app is responsible for making external calls to two OpenFDA API endpoints via GET requests. Our user-facing Rails app hits corresponding endpoints on the Sinatra service to pull in and parse through those responses from OpenFDA, formatting the data to either display or save to our database. For our database, we considered a number of different approaches to the association between symptoms, medications, and users, and ultimately decided to populate a given list of potential symptoms for a user with those related to the medications a user might add to their profile.
For optimization, unique resource data was indexed. These include the Google user ID provided by the OAuth process and the product NDCs or national drug codes from the OpenFDA API. We also utilized action and fragment caching when possible.
Our test suite yielded 100% coverage throughout a majority of our 10-day development process. In addition to coverage of several SAD paths related to user input errors, our tests covered edge cases, like when the OpenFDA API does not return any side effects for a medication that a user has added to their list. We also used WebMock and VCR to mock responses for API calls to speed up testing. With our team working quite well together, we had several wins. Intentional project management, consistent story grooming, and active communication kept us up to date on what we were each working on and how we could help each other out, and allowed us the time and space to not only achieve our MVP, but to execute a handful of extensions as well.
Our first challenge came with the selection of a suitable API. We embarked on this project without having identified a resource that provided the data we needed for medications and their side effects. And while there were two options that satisfied those needs, they required the purchase of an API key. After extensive research, we decided to use OpenFDA, which is provided by the Food and Drug Administration. Though a multitude of useful endpoints were offered, the side effects data was only available as a raw HTML table embedded within the JSON response. With the help of Nokogiri, we were able to parse through the response and extract the data we needed. Filtering out irrelevant text slowed things down slightly, and it's not perfect, but getting this process to work was a learning moment and a definite win.
For future iterations of this app, there are several features we'd ideally implement, such as the option for a user to log multiple symptoms at one time, a filtering option for their symptom log history, a feature that generates a report of symptom logs to share with one's medical provider, and the ability to receive reminders to take medications at specific times and then log when that medication was taken. We envision the ultimate value prop for this app as a whole to be the ability to associate when a user took a medication to their symptom log patterns.
Thanks for tuning in to learn about MSET. We look forward to answering any questions you might have about the app and are happy to connect via the contact info listed here.